It was the phenomenal ending for AJ Styles' vision. Well, there is no vision right now. We'll get into that in a minute as well. And Liv Morgan's made her WrestleMania choice. Let's see who it is, shall we, as we discuss everything on the Monday Night Raw review on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. Raw going off the air 3 or 4 hours ago. We are set for the Elimination Chamber finally as well. We're going to get into that straight away, actually. So, men's and women's matches were done on Raw this week. Unfortunately, not without some more injury concerns, a big concern as well on the men's side of things. It was Jey Uso, of course. It was the OG Americano, and it was Bronson Reed, and it was the aforementioned Bronson Reed that, well, got hurt during this. He broke up a pinfall. He seemingly hurt the shoulder or the arm on this. And that potentially that may have changed the finish of this match because usually what's happened with the Vision is the masked man has attacked, has cost them the match. Um, and of course, that didn't happen this week because Bronson Reed was unable to continue the actual match, which is a real shame. And it's obviously a nasty one because he had to stop. Bronson Reed's not the type of guy that would stop unless something serious had happened. A turn of unfortunate events. He's not long really been back from the other serious injury that he had not too long ago. Real sucker punch. And I don't know whether they're going to have to reset a lot of plans going forward now because we know that, well, we're assuming that the masked man would eventually turn out to be the returning Seth Rollins. But where does it leave it? Because realistically now, there's only Logan Paul and Theory left. The two sort of, I would say, main people on the Vision, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, are gone now, at least for a period of time. We don't know, obviously, we don't know the extent as of, this is early on Tuesday morning. We don't know the full extent of Bronson Reed's injury yet. So it's going to be an interesting one to say the least, and how that throws up plans or what plans they have now. And we kind of criticized these guys in the past, WWE in the past, because it's been like this is the week where the Elimination Chamber competitors were finalized, and it's been kind of longing things out when normally this sort of stuff's way in advance, is sorted out. So how is this going to impact WrestleMania? How is it going to impact the storyline with the masked man? We will have to wait and see. In terms of the match itself, it was won by main event Jey Uso. Was that the plan all along? I have obviously no idea. Gathered so. I don't think Bronson Reed would have been in the chamber, although it could have made sense for Bronson Reed to be in the chamber and the masked man to suddenly try and appear from the chamber, which has been done in the past, and to hit him with a stomp. But Jey Uso has won and has qualified for the Elimination Chamber match this coming Saturday at Chicago. But obviously not without the issues here with Bronson Reed. And we do hope, I mean, obviously, look, we hope it's not serious and we'll see what plans, if any, are changed via WrestleMania for this injury. Because we said, masked man now may not be needed. May give Seth Rollins a bit of extra time. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Is that gonna deter away from the crate, of course, which we didn't see this week on Raw, but we are seeing on Saturday the crate gets opened this Saturday, and we'll see who it is. We'll see what it is, uh, and if it's going to change again because of what happened to Bronson Reed. Who knows? But Jey Uso qualifies for Money in the Bank. On a slight aside here, this episode was all about the phenomenal AJ Styles and the retirement in Atlanta, Georgia. Gunther did kick off Raw as they were going to play the AJ Styles' phenomenal package. No, I'm sorry, the video package. I don't know. I'd have to ask his missus about a phenomenal package, but yes, the video package. And Gunther interrupted that. He got kicked out of the building. He did get attacked by Dragon Lee again as well. But Gunther is now like literally the most sort of hated heel. He is the top heel right now in WWE. And I do like it. I think it's great. I love the interruptions. I love Everything he's done, he's kind of ripped into the other people that he's technically retired, John Cena, Goldberg, and AJ Styles. It was good. I did like it. I thought it was quite funny, and that one, with Gunther, but he did get kicked out, and that was before this chamber match started. But I wanted to. We're going to go in different orders today, not necessarily going to go in the Raw order. Going to go in the order of what we're going to be talking about. Um, anyway, look over to the women's side of things, and the women's elimination chamber has now been filled. That position, Raquel Rodriguez wins that particular triple threat match on Raw this week, and it's interesting because we now know that that the winner of the elimination chamber will go on to face Jade Cargill. The reason for that is that Liv Morgan seemingly chose Stephanie Vaquer this morning, shall I say, for those of us in the UK on Monday Night Raw. So it's Stephanie Vaquer, Liv Morgan, and the winner of the women's elimination chamber match with the last competitor being Raquel Rodriguez. She won her triple threat match later on Raw this week. Interesting because looking at that particular field and trying to siphon a winner out of that one. The men's one, a lot of people are kind of saying it's a bit obvious. It's Cody Rhodes, and you can kind of get it in that one. But if you look at the women's one, we have Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley's in there, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and of course Raquel Rodriguez. I suppose people are going to be pushing Rhea. Is Rhea and Jade Cargill the money match that perhaps you want to see in the women's division? That would mean Rhea, well, at least temporarily, moving over to SmackDown, of course. Interesting one. That's an interesting one. I'm not quite sure. I think that's maybe the most unobvious one. A lot of people will pick Rhea just because it's Rhea. Tiffany Stratton's in there, but she hasn't exactly set the world on fire since coming back. Kiana James, I think it's just going to be the fodder. Maybe she'll have an impressive showing, but it will be, she won't win. Other than, to be fair, other than Rhea, there's no real standout in that elimination chamber. That doesn't mean to say that they won't win it. I mean, Tiffany Stratton is on SmackDown, so you have to maybe push her towards that. Kiana James is on SmackDown, but it's more Julia than Kiana James. Alexa Bliss, I think more likely will go against Charlotte. They'll do something there where they'll have their match, perhaps, but I don't know is the short answer. It's a bit more up in the air. The men's one, you're pretty much gathering Cody's winning that. Jey Uso could do. I mean, there is a history with Drew and Jay as well, but it's more likely Cody. But the women's one's a bit more up in the air. But Raquel Rodriguez adding that spot, Battle of the Giants, really, like they could do that. At WrestleMania, that is fully, WrestleMania could technically finish with Liv Morgan holding one belt and Raquel Rodriguez holding the other. Perhaps. I don't know if this is possible. Is Raquel Rodriguez, could she insert herself into the Liv Morgan match and make it a triple threat? I don't think you can, but this is WWE, right? And sometimes what they say and what they do is two different things. So we'll see. We will see what happens on that. Another injury concern that may have happened on Raw. Jevon Evans. Now he had a great match with Kofi Kingston on Raw this week, but it looks like he tweaked the ankle a little bit. And considering, I believe he's in the men's chamber match, which would be a bit of a blow for Jevon if that is the case. He definitely tweaked something on the way down. He leapfrog or some move that he was doing. No, he's not in the. Yes, he is. He is in the men's Money in the Bank. Sorry, I was just reading that man Money in the Bank Elimination Chamber. I was just reading it. Um, so yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. Hopefully, it's not too serious, Jevon Evans. I pray to God that he's okay. I mean, it's a big match for him on Saturday. You got Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Randy Orton, Trick Williams, Jevon Evans, and Jey Uso is in the men's side. So that's interesting. Wow. So there you go, the men's and women's. But Javon Evans, yeah, looking like he injured his ankle. Bit of a shame if that is the case, but hopefully it's not too serious. And Javon Evans will be there this coming Saturday at the Elimination Chamber. A WrestleMania challenge has been put out. It's an open challenge, and it was made by the Beast. Brock Lesnar has basically said, "I'll take on anybody." Joe Hendry, please don't. Please, please don't. I don't want to hear Joe Hendry's music at WrestleMania this year. You got beat by Randy Orton. Brock Lesnar will kill you, to be honest with you. That's opening the door here. Are we going to see Obafemi against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? The crowd wanted Oba. The crowd wanted it. Will we see it? That is the question. That is the $6 million question. Will we see Obafemi and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? That would be an attraction match and a half if we were. And what a way for Obafemi to announce himself to the world. Like he needs announcing after an impressive Royal Rumble appearance. And I'm not sure. Maybe the Beast will copy the walk that he does. I don't know. Brock has a habit of doing funny things. I remember when I think it was MVP come out of the Royal Rumble, he was dancing to it. When Keith Lee come out that time, he was like, "Oh, big boy," and all of this sort of stuff. So it'd be interesting to see if Obafemi does get the judge. I mean, Gunther's another possibility there. Not too sure that's going to happen now. I think that's down the line. And we know the career killer Gunther Brock's meant to have his last match potentially at SummerSlam this year. So are we going? Are we heading that direction? And then we get Obafemi Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, which I would be very interested and intrigued to see. It would be interesting. That would be for sure. Use the word interesting quite a lot today. But yeah, I mean, Brock's done it all right. He's ended the Taker streak. He's won world championships, but now he's throwing out an open challenge for anyone stupid enough to answer it. Well, it won't be. It only won't be me. That's for sure. But would it be Joe Hendry again? Let's for his sake, let's hope not. Um, Natty got a victory this week on Raw. She beat Maxine Dupree quite comprehensively. We spent last week pretty much on a scathing attack on WWE's creative about Natty, and it's great to see her get a win, but again, it's I would say it's too little, too late. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's just me being negative, but it's good. Look, Natty win, and she should be winning. The gimmick that she's got right now, she's kind of like the Shayna Baszler or the new Shayna Baszler, shall I say? I'd say the new one. They're both probably around the same age. Um, but her gimmick is a killer in a lot of ways, and that's how she should be. But she should be winning matches. There's the problem, and she's not. And that is the problem that we've got right now. And she did win though on Raw, so we can't be too negative. She did pick up the victory on Raw this week, so we do have to say, well done, Natty. The victory's there. Hopefully, this is the start now of things to come. CM Punk cut a promo on Raw this week saying Roman wasn't here. He'll be here next week and he'll punch him in the face. Um, Slight issue here. Considering Elimination Chamber is Saturday, considering it's Finn Balor CM Punk Saturday, we got nothing. We didn't get any confrontation between the two. We didn't do anything major with Punk and Balor on Raw. I thought that was a bit strange. Why would Finn Balor not come out and confront CM Punk with the Judgment Day or without the Judgment Day or whoever? It makes zero sense for that to happen. And yeah, I'm a little bit confused by that, if I'm honest with you. He cuts it out on Roman, who's here next week. Well, shouldn't Punk's focus be on Finn Balor, who's a dangerous opponent? I mean, we were all expecting Punk to retain on Saturday, of course. But bottom line is, it's CM Punk, Finn Balor Saturday. Punk's already overlooking Finn Balor and is focusing on Roman Reigns. I'm not too sure that was the right thing for WWE to do here. I really don't. I feel as if they should have been focusing on Finn Balor. He could have mentioned Roman. He could have said, "Oh, I'll see you next week, Roman." Once I've got. He hardly mentioned Finn. it was it's kind of a bit ridiculous. And AJ Lee and Becky, nothing to go with. They're in the Continental title match this weekend. It's like they've forgotten that we've got two title matches going on Elimination Chamber this weekend. It really has. They really didn't do anything to enhance those two matches, which are the other two matches on the card for Saturday. So really, really, not a fan of that, to be quite honest. I don't like what they've done there. But anyway, we get to the last bit, which is obviously AJ's retirement. Now, throughout the show, we saw the Good Brothers, Anderson and Gallows. We saw Abyss and Kazarian on from TNA as well. Petey Williams, Jeremy Borash, the Giant Omos was there as well. AJ did leave his gloves and that in the ring this time, which, does it indicate he's finished? I don't. Never, right? That's the corniest saying in wrestling, right? Never say never. I think AJ will wrestle again, and it'll probably be in WWE. Well, I don't know if it'll be in WWE, but actually, yeah, he wants to be a full-time father. He said the one thing he's never been is a full-time dad, and as a father myself, I dig it. I dig it. I understand that, and especially when you know the schedules and everything that they do in the WWE as well. And but with all the people at ringside, there's one more. And the gong hits and the bike revs up. And who? The Undertaker, of course. What was the Undertaker doing there? He was seen he was actually seen by the people in the parking lot earlier on before Raw started because the videos were surfacing online about it. What did he come out to do to AJ Styles? He come out to say that he's being inducted into the 2026 Hall of Fame. So we're going to have a phenomenal farewell and a phenomenal induction to come for AJ Styles. He was a certified bona fide Hall of Famer. He had a Hall of Fame career before he even come to the WWE. And now he gets cemented into the WWE Hall of Fame, which is absolutely richly deserved. And we look forward to seeing that at WrestleMania weekend, of course. Stephanie McMahon's in there as well. So it's quite we haven't had many names announced yet, but, two big names there in the WWE. And of course, it was in Atlanta, Georgia, AJ Styles' hometown. Well, AJ's from Gainesville, but you get the drift, right? You get the drift. But that was it. Raw is done. Raw is in the books. We now move on to Friday Night SmackDown. And then, of course, Elimination Chamber on Saturday. Who will go to WrestleMania? We will indeed find out very, very, very soon. And we'll be back on here, of course, with some interviews, with some more review shows, and anything else that we see fit. So keep it locked at HTT Buckle on X. Well, HTT Buckle everywhere. Just search it, you'll find us, and you'll see us all in all of our glory. Some other interviews actually coming up in the booth that we can't really talk about at the moment, but we will discuss another time. But for now, everybody, have a great Tuesday. Buckle down, stay safe. Goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow.